The fishing news is brought to you by Interlux Marine Paint, Maxima Fishing Line, and Okuma.
Hey there, Toby Lapinski for the New England edition of the Fisherman magazine, coming to you from Long Island at the annual surf fishing show that we host here for the Fisherman magazine. As you can see, it's an awesome event, tons of people, some great vendors. Hopefully you were able to make it on over here this year. If not, there's always next year. We've got a lot of stuff coming up this weekend. First off, the 4th annual Catch for the Cure Bluefish Tournament in Connecticut. All the money raised from this event through both the entry fees as well as the raffles at the awards picnic on Saturday go to help fund a cure for cancer through the Smilow Cancer Hospital at Yale New Haven. Details of the tournament, as well as a list of tackle shops where you can sign up, can be found at thefisherman.com. Where it is, there's still some really big bluefish in Long Island Sound right now, so this should prove to be another awesome event. All right, moving on into the reports. We're going to start off as always in Connecticut. And really, Albie fever has hit Connecticut anglers. And I even got in on the action myself this week as I joined Parisi and Wahl for a few hours of fishing in eastern Long Island Sound on Tuesday morning. We boated somewhere in the neighborhood of 30 or so fish in a couple hours on all manner of lures, including tin, soft plastic, hard baits, and even a fly rod. They're really keyed in on the small rain bait, but we were able to mimic those well enough to get them to bite. It was quite the experience, and there are plenty of fish to go around right now, but don't wait too long to get in on the action before it ends. Moving on into Rhode Island, guys who are at the Francis Fleet report that they're finally getting back out on the water, bottom fishing around Block Island, now that the effects of the big storm have finally worn off, and they're finding excellent numbers of sea bass, fluke, and even some cod mixed in pretty close to shore. Their offshore tuna trip also ran this Tuesday with a pretty decent catch of albacore, mahi, and some small swordfish. They were heading out Wednesday night or Thursday morning, so we should have another report coming in from them in this coming weekend's fishing reports in the printed magazine. And then lastly, up in Massachusetts, there's been a pretty good tuna bite from area roughly the golf balls on up to P-Town for the guys topping top water, like the crew from the Goose Hummock Shop did over the weekend. They landed 4 really nice fish, threw them all back, but some really good action going on. Also got word in my offshore report calls this week that some much larger fish were taken up around Stellwagen Bank, primarily on live bait, but a couple of big boys were landed on spinning gear as well. So there you have it. I'm Toby Lapinski for the New England edition of the Fisherman magazine. Wish you had tight lines if you head out onto the water this weekend.
The fishing news is brought to you by Interlux Marine Paint, Maxima Fishing Line, and Okuma.